folks. This is Marji Roy at 3dcuts.com, and today I'm going to be doing the assembly for the Tudor Manor for Ledge Village. Ledge Village is an ever-growing series of buildings that I've designed to go on tiny ledges around your home. This is a new house for that series. I've already cut out the pieces, but before you cut yours out, be sure that you go to my website at the address shown here on the screen to get additional information. First of all, I am designing this building to have lights in it. I have only just started making the buildings designed to have lights added. There is a large hole in the back of the back piece that'll have a door over it to access the lights. If you're not going to do lights, you can release the compound path and remove this rectangle and these little half circles. You won't need it. That's an option. Also, if you're not going to use the fence, you might want to remove that before you start cutting. There's a lot of cutting that goes into this, and it takes a while. Okay, I have all my pieces cut, so let's get started with the assembly. If you're going to be doing lights, and if you just want the special effect, you may want to add wax paper to the windows. I especially like this on any one that I have lights in because it mutes the lights a little bit. It gets rid of some of the hot spots. To do this, take art glitter glue. I've taken art glitter glue and transferred it into this small container to give me a nice tiny line, and put glue around all of the windows. Like so. I'm then going to take a piece of wax paper. You can also use tracing paper, vellum, or something else that's transparent. And I am going to attach a piece right to the back of this, covering all of those openings. I am then going to take an X-Acto blade and I am going to cut out just around the groupings of windows and pull the excess away. Just score deeply enough to cut through the wax paper but not damage the cardstock underneath. Be sure to do that on the back side. There is also some windows in the door piece. I'm going to cover those as well. The front has the 3 windows on the right of the door, so be sure you do this on the back side. Little piece around those windows, and a little piece on the windows that are in the door. Okay, we have now put the glass into the windows. Tudor Manor has 2 main parts. There is a front entryway that gets put onto the main building. Let's make the front entryway first. There are dotted fold lines in a number of places here, and on the door you want to fold that one in just a little bit. And all of the others you want to fold in that same direction toward the side that has the wax paper on it. That's the back side. There, I have folded on all of the dotted lines. Now for the assembly of this Ledge Village building, I am going to use art glitter glue. On many of them, I have used score tape, and sometimes that is a better solution. Use the adhesive that you like best. It needs to dry quickly. So I am going to put art glitter glue onto the back tabs, on all of the tabs on this little structure here. I'm even going to be sure to get those little tiny tabs in the corner. And now I'm going to start folding it together. These all fold back and will become the sides of the entryway. This will fold over and hold it together. Art glitter glue takes about 4 seconds to become tacky. So in any of these places, if you hold it for about that length of time, it will start holding on its own. Okay, that's the front entry. We'll put that to the side. It's easier if you do any of the details on this while it's still flat. And this has the half timber decoration that goes on the top up here. I'm going to, on the back side, quickly apply a little bit of glue over this whole thing. This might be a good piece to put through a Xyron or spray glue, but I don't have those options right now. So I like using my art glitter glue, but I have to go quickly so it doesn't dry. Okay, this lines up with just below the dotted line that is the roof there. It goes along this dotted line just below it. This piece goes around that window, and these three go around these windows, and we press it all in place. There is also a frame to go around this lower window. It's just an exterior frame. Apply glue to the back side. And glue it around the windows. Just a few little details. Okay, now this lines up with this roof going down here and lines up with the dotted line here along the bottom. This hole and this hole are here in case you put lights inside so that it will shine through. They should line up, but if they don't, it's not important. Put glue all over the back of this entry. Line up the roof line there. Make sure it's not hanging over the bottom. Flip it over. And here you can get tweezers and you can get in there and really hold that together. Okay, front entries on the house. After I finished the manor, I realized I had forgotten one piece of trim. You should put this on before you put this roof on when you're doing the other trim. I'm just showing it to you now because I forgot it. And you can add it later, it's just not quite as easy. That's what that piece of trim is for. There's my glue. All done. Now we'll go back to the regular video where I'm not this far along. I'm not going to put the roof on that yet because it'll tend to get bent as I continue working. So now on the house, all tabs get folded to the back. The back side is the side with the wax paper on it. Okay, I've got all the folds completed. I am going to first do the peak of the house by gluing on this little tab here, bringing it over, aligning the edges, and holding in place. Once it's sticking, I will move on to the next tab and repeat the same thing. There's something I forgot to fold. Continue around the entire building doing these side tabs. It's important that you try to make square corners. Okay, next we're going to put the back on. This gets folded forward. This piece gets folded up, like so. Turn this over, and we're going to fold these all in. I'm going to put glue onto all of these tabs. The fold of the roof goes to the front, and this lines up right here on the back. This peak is an important place to make sure it's fitting. The roof will be glued down like this. Okay, now we will put glue on this tab, this tab, which is folded down in, and this tab. I will now take the roof, fold it over, and apply pressure to those different tabs. Do the same from the back side. Good. This is the door that's going to go on the back here. It will slide behind these two little tabs to hold it in place. Fold along the fold line here. That is to line up with the opening, splitting the overhang between the top and the bottom. I'm going to put glue on that. Now, if you're not going to put lights in, it is perfectly all right to glue this down all the way around and glue it in place. Okay, now we can add the roofs. This odd-shaped one will go on here. It gets folded in half, like so. Put glue onto the roof of the building portion. And it goes on this side as well. We're going to take the roof and slide it, matching up the peak, and then working our way down, holding it in place. Good. There's also a chimney that I think should go in here. I'm going to put glue on the bottom 1/4 inch or so. Line it up with the edge of the building here. It's easier to do from the back. And glue that into place. And then the roof for the front entryway gets folded in half, and it will get glued on right here. Again, put glue on the building so you don't get it on the exposed area of the overhang. Put a line along there. A line along here. And here we go, the Tudor Manor. That's a great new addition to Ledge Village. So there is also a fence if you want to include that, and a tree. The way I make the trees is I fold them along the fold line, up the center. There are 2 fold lines on both of them in the center. It takes 2 cutouts to make each tree. Like so. After you've got them both folded, you put glue up the center of one of them. You glue up those center seams, making sure the bottoms line up. And you put that aside and let it dry before you try to fan out the branches. There we go. On my fence, there's all kinds of things you can do with fences depending on your display, but I'm just going to glue it onto the back of my house. And there are all of the parts for the Tudor mansion, or the Tudor Manor. It now needs to be added to the rest of my Ledge Village, which is on the ledge in my sunroom. If you haven't been to my website already and gone to the page about ways to display your Ledge Village, you should go and visit that at the address shown on the screen. Many people have sent me photos of their Ledge Villages, and there's some wonderful ideas for how to display them. If you want, you can send me photos of yours once it's all done. I'd love to see it. Thanks for sharing. Happy crafting, everyone, and have a great day.